Alright, welcome guys. What is up to the DCS? Welcome back. For this stream we have an upper division match between Black to the 9 and Void. I believe, unless, my info is mistaken, which most of the time it is, both of these teams are undefeated and something has to break. Well, I guess undefeated in games played. Poor Black to the 9. Week 1. I will find a way to bring it up every week. But we are just about to get into pick band for this first game. It is a best of 2 for those of you that have never seen DCS. The old OGN style of point system. So with that, we will get into picks and bans. On blue side for game 1, it will be Black to the 9. And on purple side, it is Void. So we'll have to see what the teams go to ban here. I think Black to the 9 had a bit of a plan heading into pick ban here, so we will have to see if they follow through with that. And it is the Jarvan first ban away, one of the strongest junglers right now, and something that you really haven't seen Black to the 9 play much this season. So something they really don't want to give the Void jungler to and we see the Skarner ban. We saw what happened when Danny the Skarner God got the Skarner pick last week. I think if it wasn't already should have been permaban before, it will be now, unless the rest of the Black to the 9 find a way to stand up and get some other carriers. We see Xerath being banned away. A kind of favorite pick of the yellow one for Void, so banning that away from him. Zed being banned, continuously being banned for Grey Stalking, even though he has yet to really play it too much. I don't think he's complaining about it being banned, as it really frees up his team. And the Jinx, the final ban away here from Black to the 9, kind of focusing on things we really haven't seen them play much all season. For those of you that, maybe don't know, Butter Coconut A is actually Azure. He changed his name, that bot lane synergy, guys. And we see the Lissandra ban, not wanting to give it to Gihan. He has been very good on that pick this split, and it still is the strongest, if not one of the strongest top laners. We see the first pick. It will actually be the first pick Vi, not just a hover, for Black to the 9, going over to the Skarner God. Unless they completely troll and, Gihan goes in the jungle. But this is a pretty important game. Both these teams are expected to go rather far this season. So this is a good test for both teams. See where they're at the moment. And we'll have to see what Void tries to go with here to counter that. They have the freedom to maybe pick a jungler here and not show much of what they're trying to do. They are hovering the Rammus. There's the Rek'Sai hover. I think that'd be more expected, and the Nami hover as well for their support. Switching over to Thresh, still doesn't show very much. I think Thresh is better than Nami at the moment, and it looks like as the time ticks down, it will be Thresh and Rek'Sai as the pickups for Void here, really doing their best not to show anything until Black to the 9 shows some of their hand. We'll have to see if Black to the 9 just tries to pick a bot lane here and save their solo lane matchups, or if they're actually going to go ahead and feel confident picking one of these solo lanes. We do see a Cassidy hover. I'm pretty sure that's just a time-killing hover. And kind of leather hovering. I'm sorry, guys, for any unruly noises, sniffles, or anything. I have been fighting a cold for the last week. That's why you haven't seen me stream any DCS games until now. But, so again, I apologize. Bear with me. I am trying my best. We will see Aurelia and Caitlyn blind picking the Aurelia for Gihan. He has proven very strong on that champion and not really wanting Pinoy Dragon to get it. So good pickup here from Black to the 9 and putting Daniel onto that Caitlyn. It has been a very strong indie carry so far this split, not just for, I believe the Black to the 9 team has played it, but kind of overall in DCS, Caitlyn has been being used to pretty good success here, so good pickups here. They're saving their support kind of odd, but they're supporting their mid laner for the last round here. On the side of Void, you do have that last pick. They are going to probably save that mid laner for the yellow one, let him counter pick his lane. There's a couple of things I know that he's been wanting to play lately, and we see a Callista Scion, and it looks like that will be the lock-ins here. Pinoy going with the tankier Scion into the Aurelia, and everybody hold your heads or something, because we have Callista, and I think, I'm not running stream, but I think me and Oscar do the same thing and let directed camera take for most of the game. So expect Callista jumping around. And we saw the Zillion hover for a minute, but switching over here, we see an Ahri hover, which I'm expecting to be towards the mid lane. They do need a support as well, unless something in here is a support and Black to the 9 is being their true selves here. We'll just have to see what they decide to go with. As we're ticking down, Daniel being the complete, I don't want to say troll, but going with that ghost teleport summoners. They're hovering a Nunu. There's the switch over to the Nami. It is Butter Coconut's, I don't know if it's exactly his most played, but it's one of his best support champions. And the immediate Annie lock-in for Yellow One. I was waiting for that. He has played that Annie quite a bit lately, and to rather great success. For anyone that, I don't know how many people actually knew what was going on, the Well Play tournament this week, he played yesterday with the UT team, and that Annie was destructive in the mid lane. Definitely waiting for him to pull that one out. And I'm quite excited because I have seen that Annie one roll of spells one-shot people. So nice little 100 to 0 if he goes for it. And with these comps locked in, it's a lot of pick potential here from Black to the 9. You have the Vi that got the point-and-click ultimate. Ahri's going to want to flank and pick someone off. Caitlyn with the point-and-click ultimate as well. And, alright, before we do this, hopefully Oscar gives me time. We will, for those of you who've never been to my channel before, most of you have by now, but we do the betting. It will be, option 1 is Black X9 win, option 2 is Void win. You have until 5 minutes or first blood to place your bets, and then I will close them. Make sure, follow the bot's instructions exactly on, you know, spacings and how to phrase your bets and everything. Daniel Kappa. And as we get into the spectator lay, guys, let's bring up the team profiles. Such a nice little thing Oscar's done. On blue side, we have Black to the 9 in top, Gihan on the Aurelia, Skarner God 420 in the jungle on the Vi, Grey Stocking in mid on the Ahri, Butter Coconut A, Ajord, on the Caitlyn at AD carry, and Butter Coconut B on the Nami support. And we see the stats here for Black to the 9 popping up on your screen. Skarner God, I believe we saw Gihan for a second there. We see Grey Stocking. They have all had extremely good KDAs and performances in the games that was played. You did see the 50% win rate. Unfortunately, that was a bit of a unfortunate error in week 1, but you do see Butter Coconut B with the pretty damn impressive KDA at this point in the season. So look for him, I don't know, maybe to die a few times here in this game. Caster's Curse. But on the purple side, we have Void with that perfect 4-0 win rate, undefeated so far in the season. In the top lane, we have the Pinoy Dragon on the Scion. In the jungle, it is Omega Phoenix on the Rek'Sai. In the mid lane, the yellow one on the Annie. Cucumber on the Callista's AD carry, and Tony the Pony on the Thresh support. These guys have looked so strong so far this season. And it'll be interesting to see how these teams play against each other. Two teams with high expectations, I think, not just at this point in the season, but as well as, heading into the season. Two very strong teams on paper and have shown it on the Rift so far. Oh, damn, the salt in chat. I do not condone salt in any way, shape, or form. But we have 20 seconds here until we can get into the loading screen. And it actually is good to be back. I'm kind of upset I haven't been able to stream much this week, guys. Colds suck. I really have not been able to speak for a long period of time for most of the week, so it's quite unfortunate. It really is. But as we get into the loading screen here, hopefully all goes well. We have a good, clean fight. No Fnatic Costco scandals, please. If my computer ever decides to load, there we go. And as we load in, hopefully, none of these guys take a while to load in. We never know. Skarner God is on his toaster. It could take a minute. But I kind of talked about what Black to the Nine's team comp is going to do. They have a very good, not only engage, they have a good bit of damage. You have a lot of damage actually coming out depending on how Skarner God decides to build this vibe. But you also have Ari, who can move around and fight and blow people up. Aurelia can get so strong once you get that Triforce Power Spike. Knowing Gihon, though, the way they play this match, he is going to be in that top lane for the entire game, pushing down turrets and anything that Void gives to him. On the other side, you definitely have a team fighting composition. You have the Annie stun. You have the Sion roaring into your team with his ultimate. Thresh trying to land a hook, and Kalista just jumping around, doing damage, throwing spears, and trying to give Skarner hell, the Skarner God hell, smiting objectives. Ugh, God, guys, I am still slightly sick, so I apologize throughout the night about it, because it sucks, and I know I sound kind of bad, but I wanted to stream something for you guys. I kind of felt bad being AFK the entire week. I missed a couple of chances to stream and cast. I had some opportunities, but Oscar, don't hate me, please. And we see the ward coming out from Sion actually dissuades the possible Black to the Nine engage. Actually, I say dissuades it. They're just going to take the long way and try and go around this ward here. They should be able to. Doesn't quite get envisioned, and they do sneak into the side of the river, but there's not really anyone close on this side. Kalista and Sion are hovering around Razorbeak camps. There were pings in that bush, so they might know something. Here comes Cucumber. He's going to be walking into 4-man. The bubble is going to land, and they go in on this. This should be First Blood. Exhaust goes down, or Ignite goes down, and First Blood over to Gihon. And technical difficulties I am hearing from chat. Oscar, please. What are the technical difficulties? I don't know what's going on. I can't see anything. I'm just watching this game. But we see Daniel. I'm not even going to call him Butter Coconut A. That's going to confuse me way too much. Was standing on a ward there. Oh. Rip, spectate. I'm going to be shoutcasting stuff y'all can't see. I love it. We see Pinoy doing the Sion strat, letting himself die to Razorbeaks, and should get level 2 with his passive. And down he goes, and the punching Sion machine is alive and well, taking down those Razorbeaks, getting level 2 before he falls. And should be going into lane. We actually see a lane swap here, but Black to the 9 does answer it. Yeah, blame Oscar. I'm in game, guys. So I get to shoutcast stuff you don't see yet. But we see here the bubble not quite hitting. Back it up. Yeah, Oscar, just back up. So we do see kind of standard lanes, but on opposite sides of the map. No, redo. I can't shoutcast something in the past. Don't ask me to do this, please. Blame Oscar. No, not worth stream. For any of y'all that are just joining, well, I guess actually, you know what? I kind of forgot about that. Back up, please. Trying to ask you, wow. The Black to the 9 bot lane having some trouble here. Is the Rin can come out? The heal comes out. Can he get a double kill for the Cucumber? Okay. Looks like we will be getting the replay in. As we see here, we are going to back up to the beginning for you guys. So, you know, Oscar back that we're going to just watch the loading screen come in again. Hopefully no action happens. If it does, I'll just jump around. So I'll kind of let that run. They're just walking out the lane right now. Nothing special. But once we get to a point that I need to start talking, we'll get there. Oh, there we go. He looks like he's speeding it up a little bit. Maybe. I could just be, you know, blind. You saw Sion putting the ward down, thwarting the original attempt from Black to the 9 to run into the jungle there, and they're them taking the long way around. They are going to get around this ward, so nice play by them to get in undetected. I believe they saw that ward go down, so they knew it was there. So good play to get in unseen. Void does ping towards it though, so they know something is possibly up. But Cucumber just getting a little too close for comfort, and so much going in on him at one time. He just has no chance to escape, and Gihan picking up the first blood on the Aurelia. Just making quite the nice play there, getting chased out by a Thresh and Sion, but still nothing really that Void could do about that. But you can see that Void setting up for the lane swap, sending their dual lane bot side, and at first Black to the 9 kind of hesitated. They assumed it was happening and rotated kind of late, but still did rotate to the dual lane. Sion doing the level 1 strat, taking the Razor Beaks, and oh man. While that's going on, guys, we got a lot of action at the live point game. We'll have to see if we can maybe get back to live at some point to get that for you. Hopefully Oscar will, after this first little engage, nothing happens until just now, so we might be able to go back to live, or very close to it, just some trades where they can. And, well, we missed the double kill for Cucumber. But Cucumber did get a double kill in that bot lane, using the Callista quite nicely there. Using the Rend and everything he could. And we skipped, okay, maybe. There's kind of the fight. We saw Daniel going down again in that bottom side, getting taken down by Callista. Oh, we're going back up a little bit. Here we go. Here's what happens. We see the Thresh hook, not quite able to hit, but it does force Daniel into a bad little spot. He flashes away, but the flash play and the Rend just a little too much. Exhaust goes down, but it's not enough as Cucumber is able to pick up a kill. Takes the Lantern to safety while Aurelia tries to come in, but Nami getting the last hit on Cucumber there, and Skarnagod going way under turret, just barely getting out with his life, while Greystocking picking up the kill with the Orb of Deception. And yeah, that's most of what y'all missed. 7.5 minutes into the game now, nothing else has really happened. The lanes are kind of switching back to even, and now we're back on the live. So the only thing you really missed that we wasn't able to show you was Cucumber's double kill on the butter coconuts in lane. Callista just so strong, and using the Rind and the jumps quite nicely, was able to pick up the double kill, and is now 3-2-0. Has died twice, but still having a great game, and that is Dragon #1 over to Void. They only have a 200 gold lead, as Black to the 9 has been able to even up the kills some, but still a gold lead for Void here. Butter Coconut actually taken very low, getting knocked up. I say very low, it was about half health. He does have the pots for it too, so he should be fine. But we see Cucumber and Tony pressuring this lane hard. In comes Skarnergod. There's the threshold lane going out, but the laner is too late, and Cucumber goes down. Skarnergod picking up his first kill of the game and giving Black to the 9 the gold lead. Butter Coconut is kind of staying at half health, but Nami can sustain up. And nice play there by Skarnergod. Ah, the Rek'Sai ult. Ow. Headphone users rip. God damn it. I always know to lower my volume before that happens. God. Ugh. Yeah. Skarnergod gonna find himself a pink ward, taking it out. And really making nice plays around the map so far. To help get Black to the 9 not only back into this game, but in a bit of a gold lead. Omega Phoenix is hovering the mid lane, but isn't gonna find anything on the Grey Stalking. Instead, Yolo landing the stun, getting a good bit of damage here on the Grey Stalking, and just forcing him to kind of play defensively. Yolo with a little bit of a CS lead in that lane. And we see the top laners that haven't been against each other in a while. The lead is in favor of Pinoy Dragon by about 15 CS at this point. There's the Scion ult. Rek'Sai's coming in. Azure could be in trouble. He sidesteps the Scion ult, puts the trap down, hits Rek'Sai, but he is on the wrong side of the map right now and is in a 2v1. Here comes Nami. Great two-man bubble, and that should save the Caitlyn. Rek'Sai trying to get in, but there's the tidal wave for the last minute to disengage. And they will get out safely. Nice play by the true Butter Coconut to keep his AD carry safe. Meanwhile, Skarnergod just doing what he can to clear out these waves. Tony actually getting stunned up under turret. He's taking a lot of damage, but Gihan has so many spears in him. The Rin doing a decent bit of damage, and he just kind of has to stay around this turret now. Blue buff being transferred over to Grey Stalking, doing what he can to stay in this lane. He is only down 3 CS, so quite nice play here by Grey Stalking on the Ahri. Even though he has been kind of poked at times, staying what he can in this lane against Yellow One. Really all the lanes except for this top lane, Gihan has not had a fun time farming in this lane. We see Rek'Sai coming down, but this is a 2v3. The flash hook, the 90 copper net isn't enough. There's the Thresh ultimate. Rek'Sai's coming in as well. They are deterred. Thresh will fall. Gihan picking up the kill there. Callista getting one though, and Gihan is in a bad place. Here comes Ahri though. There's the flash. The charm misses, but the stun does hit. Double kill for Gihan. He is still alive. Can Rek'Sai get him? Doesn't seem like it yet. Ahri is trying to do what she can against the Rek'Sai. Lands the Orb of Deception. Here comes Annie, however. And Grey Stalking could be in trouble. Goes down. Kill over to Omega Phoenix. Yellow One not quite able to get the kill. They might try and dive Gihan here though, but is just going to get the turret. Tipper's tanking up. Gihan now could be in a lot of trouble. He is running. Is he going to try and get the execute maybe here at the turret? He's running into turret. And is it enough? Gets the execute. No kills. Yellow One not quite there in time. So overall, I think 2 for 1 was the trade overall there in favor of Black to the 9 because of the Gihan execute. but they did lose one, possibly two turrets, as Pinoy Dragon has free time on the top lane turret, and no one is coming up to defend this. He might be able to take it before this minion wave runs out. He's got two casters left. I don't think he'll be able to take it, and the minion wave won't get there in time. He'll take a couple turret shots and back away. But the gold lead now in 1,000 in favor of Void here. And we see 4 of the 5 kills have all gone on to Cucumber. So even though he's died 4 times this game, he is still farming nicely and getting the kills he needs to become a kind of scary Callista. Frozen Heart pick up onto Scion here. Really prioritizing against the AD, interestingly enough, of Black to the 9, but look at how much damage they're able to do on this mid lane turret. They aren't quite able to take it down yet, but taking under half health, doing what they can to run Black to the 9 kind of in circles. Gihan is going to have to become a bit of a split pushing threat, I believe, and at 3-1 and 2, he is doing his best to do so. We see the 1 death onto Butter Coconut. I believe that doubles his amount of deaths for the DCS season. So, yeah. That happened, but Scion against this Aurelia is so far ahead in CS, but the amount of kills should work to make up the difference here. We'll have to see what Gihan tries to do. He is a little bit down in experience, so... But Dragon is back up, and Void have pretty much complete control of this area of the map. And are able to successfully defend the turret. The Charm does hit Thresh, but the Orb of Deception does not. He is still pretty much at full health. Not really Blind Hook, but it doesn't quite land. Sentinel goes down. Butter Coconut just wanting that little bit of gold for himself. They start up Dragon here, and Black to the 9 is ready for this. They have a ward in the pit, and they're coming around. Here's the teleport from Gihan. Sion's running in. He uses the ultimate, but has to flash away as he was fractured away from his team. They are flanked, though, and the wonderful Tibbers there from Yellow One starts off this fight in earnest, and this is the fight Void wanted. Yellow One is taken very low, but isn't going to fall. This is not what Black to the 9 needed here. Azure burning the hell trying to get away, but 4 for 0 in favor of Void, and this will be the second Dragon. Yellow One with the beautiful Annie engage and gets out with just a sliver of health to run away. 2-1 and 2 now. Wow, Callista at 5-4 and 3. Morella Nomicon for the Annie, as well as Sword Shoes. That Annie is going to be hurting quite a bit. Thresh just tanking the turret. Doesn't even care. That turret should fall. Callista taking the turret might be a little worse, but there's the turret. 4,000 gold lead now for Void at 15 minutes after that dominating fight. That was the engage that they were definitely looking for. They had Black to the 9 sandwiched between Scion and the rest of the team, and the beautiful flash, I believe flash engage there from Yellow One. I could be wrong. His flash really isn't on... I don't think his flash is, you know, on... fuck, I can't tell what I'm trying to say. I can't tell if he used his flash in that fight. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. And there's the Tivers stun landing onto Daniel. Look at how much damage he takes, but Yellow One goes down, the Ignite being enough to take him down. And meanwhile, Gihan trying to do what he can to Pinoy in the top lane, but Pinoy is pretty strong right now. Gihan doesn't quite have his Trinity Force finished. But we saw what happens when Yellow One gets, I don't know, grouped on with that Annie. They can take him down quite nicely. So he doesn't really have many defensive stats at all. So we'll have to see what Black to the 9 try to do with that. They are hovering in this game. The lead isn't as expansive, but they are down 2 turrets and 2 dragons. So that lead is a little more than it looks like it is, but still not unmanageable here. Caitlyn doesn't quite have the IE finished yet, and Aurelia doesn't have the Triforce, so they don't have the Power Spikes yet. But Void grouping up for this top turret. Minion, the wave clear is pretty nice from Black to the 9, so they should be able to hold off any of this kind of early siege here between the Orb of Deception and Caitlyn's actually just protecting mid lane, so you don't have the Piltover Peacemaker, but you do have the Aurelia ultimate and Aurelia wave clear, but it's not going to be enough as they're going to take down the turret. We do see Triforce finish for Gihan here, so there's his nice little power spike, but something needs to happen here for Black to the 9 trying to get into this game. They're getting choked out of every objective. They haven't taken a turret yet. They haven't taken a dragon. And the big team fight that has happened in this game, they got obliterated in. So we'll have to see Daniel actually being the one to split push here instead of the Aurelia. Now coming to group with his team after pushing the minion wave out some. Nami gets hooked. They are going in on it though. Thresh going in and flashing out, and Rek'Sai tunneling in and just noping out. So we do see a Sentinel coming in, taken again by Nami. Just all the Sentinels go to the support. We do see Callista throwing Thresh in. There is the Thresh ultimate, and Vi's actually going in, gets on the Callista. But Gihan is taken so low. He tries to get in onto Pinoy, but goes down. Pinoy does fall, but so does Skarner, and this is a 2-for-1 fight for Void, and they're just gonna back away. Turret is the turret is defended. I don't know how much it was being sieged, but another one fight for Void, and the gold lead continues to climb back up to where it was. Dragon is up in 2 minutes. This would be the third dragon already for Void if they can take this one. We do see the Aegis coming out from Nami looking to build that item, and a nice blind orb of deception there will catch the two members of Void that were in that bush. The charm's not going to hit though, and they're going to get some vision there. Try and keep, or maybe get some vision there. They might have put a ward in that bush. Red buff just going to go over to, I believe, Daniel. He's going to take it. Trying to get some vision control of this dragon pit that they really have to get at this point. They're really getting choked out of all of the objectives, and Void just doing a nice job of continuing to try and starve them out here. Black to 9 haven't been able to really find anything that they want. This composition is just getting engaged on nearly every time they've been looking for any kind of skirmish or anything, and the Annie pick proving to be quite useful for Yellow One at 3, 2, and 2, as well as the Callista for Cucumber being massive here at 6, 4, and 4. Having his Hurricane and the Blade of the Ruin King is so strong right now. Skarner God could be in trouble. The hook doesn't quite hit. Good jukes. He walked the other way. We do see the Infinity Edge now coming out from Caitlyn. Daniel now looking to maybe do some damage and try and get his team back into this game. It's not, completely over by any means. It's only a 4,000 gold lead at 20 minutes. But they really need to start taking some objectives. Start maybe taking some either dragons or turrets and start to climb this gold lead. Start to diminish this gold lead some. They are grouped up for this. They don't have vision control at all of this though. And Void just gonna clear out any vision they do have. Start up the dragon. There's another ward. It doesn't quite go down, so they do have vision of it. Does Skarner God go in for something here? This would be a 5v5. They do pull it out. This is going to have to be a miracle steal, but no. Dragon number 3 goes over. Hook does not land, and Black to the 9 just have to run away. As Void now have all 3 dragons at 21 minutes. And this movement speed is something Black to the 9 did not want them to have. Because Black to the 9 has the more mobile composition at this point. But with this increased movement speed, might not be the same. Hook does land. He does have help. Takes the hook, plays in. Skarner God is just going to run away, but Rek'Sai's in. 5-man tidal wave, I think. Some failed flashes. 2-man bubble hits. Cucumber could be in a little bit of trouble here. Vi goes in. Cucumber gets blown up. Kill over to Butter Coconut. Meanwhile, Tony the Pony is in trouble. Grey Stalking picks up the kill. Pinoy Dragon now in trouble, having to run away. Does flash over the wall. Should get to safety. Skarner God very low, but will back out in 2 for 0 so far for Black to the 9. That is the fight they needed, getting Cucumber out of the fight so quickly. And Void getting maybe a little aggressive there. They have the minions, I think, to maybe finish this. They're just going to tank it up. There will be their first turn of the game falling. They might try and keep pushing this. I'm not sure. They don't have a minion wave, and everyone is now up from Void. Skarnergod was back in base. They need to be a little careful of this if they try and push this too much. They are onto the turret and doing damage to it. It is at about half health, but they really need to back out, and they do. Just an Orb of Deception to get a wave there at the end, and they just need to run because that movement speed makes this a pretty fast Void team. Piltover Peacemaker maybe caught a Mega Phoenix around the edge there. Flash Hook hits Greystalking. The rest of the team's here. He has to flash away, and he will get out safely, but great play from Tony the Pony, forcing Greystalking away. Nami trying to keep them sustained, healed up. Charm doesn't hit. Skarnergod is here now, so is Gihan. This is a 5v5 if anything happens here, but it looks like Void is just going to keep shoving the wave in and pressuring towards this turret. And we see getting a lot of damage on it. This turret is going down. Gihan gets hooked. He is going to get collapsed on by 5 members, and he will fall, kill over the yellow one. And this is a little bit of... This is scary times here for Black to the 9. They really can't have their base broken open at this time. They need to keep trying to ramp up. We did see, I believe, a Morella Nomicon being finished for Greystalking, as well as the Locket. Skarner now having a Thorn Mail. Trying to do what they can to get tanky here and really find a way to counter this just engage that is coming out of Void here. I think a McHale's would be a rather good idea for Butter Coconut at this point. That anti-stun just has been proving a little deadly in the fights. Skarner God, whatever. I'm gonna call him Skarner just because Skarner God takes forever to say. You know what? Or he's just Vi. Sorry, Danny, you become Vi because you don't pick Skarner. We see the Warmog coming out of the left side, becoming pretty damn tanky in her own right there, and we'll just have to see what Black to the 9 try and do. I think a QSS as well onto Azure once he gets this. I believe he's probably going for a Static Shiv here. Would be a good solution as well, because you can free up if Butter Coconut does try and go for the McHale's, but a Death Cap now onto Yellow One. He is going to be doing so much damage. This is troubling time for Black to the 9. They have kept the gold lead hovering about 4,000, but this would be Dragon number 4 if Void can pick this up. And this would look to be very... God. This would look to be possibly a decently quick 5 dragons if they can continue to have the dragon control that they have had all game. And I am not saying Butter Coconut A and Butter Coconut B every time I want to say one of the names. So, and look at this, Void getting 4 members to this turret before... and getting it half health before Black to the 9 really have a chance to get back in there and getting the wave cleared, and Daniel getting very close, gets hooked, but Cucumber got charmed as well. Daniel flashing away, there's the tidal wave, they're going in, Cucumber taking very low, the Timber Stun only hits 1, I believe. Skarnergod does fall, but Scion coming in from the side. Aurelia's not here, here comes Aurelia, but yeah, Caitlyn does fall. No one looking to get away. Nami getting the last bit of kill, last bit of damage there with the ebb and flow. And Greystalking is in trouble. He needs to get away. Pinoy Dragon chasing him down, trying to get the last bit of kill. Gihan does get hooked. Should be able to pick up Pinoy Dragon. Down he falls, and 3 for 2 overall for Black to the 9. They defend the turret, but wow. Really split up team fight. Neither top laner being there when it started. And both AD carries getting taken out of the fight kind of quickly there. But the gold lead has closed. It is under 3,000 now We do see the static shiv for Daniel on that Caitlyn, just increasing his wave clear. Dragon is live. The members of Void are running from their base trying to get here. Sion is up in 10 seconds. He does have TP in here. Black to the 9 trying to come around. This could be another massive fight. Hook's not going to quite hit Nami. Sion teleporting in. Gihan trying to get in. The bubble hits. Cucumber's at half health already. Here comes Black to the 9 from the side. Cucumber taking low. Grace Talking trying to get in on him. They blow him up. Tony the Pony is in trouble next as he's getting hit by Daniel. Pinoy Dragon should fall here. Gihan on the killing spree and trying to run in here. Let's see if he maybe goes for Dragon. This would be kind of interesting. Gets taken down. Dragon number 1 for Black to the 9 and trying to make a comeback here. Only down 300 gold now. Getting their first Dragon at 28 minutes is such a boost for that attack damage. And I don't think Yellow One was really anywhere near that fight. Moving straight to Baron after that fight. The Rek'Sai ult isn't back up. They can't get here immediately. We do see Yellow One should get a ward in. They know this is happening. It's under 3,000 health. Let's see what they do. Continuing to get wards in. They have vision. Rek'Sai doesn't quite get in to position in time, and that will be Baron for Black to the 9 as they turn this game on its head. 2 fights in a row that they've been able to take. And all of a sudden, 1,000 gold lead over to Black to the 9. Have to see what they go for here in terms of items. Spectre's Cow starting to get some magic damage here onto the Vi. I don't know how long Aurelia's had that Frozen Heart. Just a couple minutes, okay. And we do see the Chalice of Harmony coming out for the Nami. Hex Drinker as well for Aurelia. That Hex Drinker might have been out a little bit longer than the Frozen Heart. I haven't been paying too much attention to that. Well, maybe not. But we see here, what can Black to the 9 do with this Baron buff? They need to really start taking some turrets. They've still only got the 1. That is a little bit of gold on the field that they can come back and claim. We'll just have to see. They look to shove down this bot lane and will get it before Void can come around. There were 4 members there, but they just weren't there in time. And they are setting up a 1-3-1 here with Ari and Aurelia pushing. And it looks like the 3 members are roaming into mid lane. Aurelia is all alone in this top lane. That should be the top lane turret going down. Yeah, it does, but it only says on certain items. I don't think Hex Drinker is one of those items that gets shown. Unfortunately, because it's not a big completed item. The main thing that gets shown in chat is completed like big items, so they don't count Hex Drinker because of the fact that it is part of an item. And we see that the Frozen Heart is, yes, Frozen Heart was picked up a couple minutes before I noticed it, so we do see the 2.5k gold lead for Black to 9. They have gotten quite a bit of damage on this mid turret from earlier, and I think they'll be able to finish it here. Void just can't contend with this right now. With this Baron buffed up, the minions and the Baron buff Black to 9, they're rotating to top lane. They don't have the minion wave there immediately, but it should get there in not much longer. And Charm does hit Thresh. He does take an Orb of Deception. And did take about a third of his health, but he's still pretty healthy. They don't have very many minions, and they're just going to back away. Wow, Void wave clear. We do see the Michaelis coming out for Nami, and the last whisper for Caitlyn. Grace Talking gets booked. Is this going to be what they want? He jumps in. Skarnagod's there as well, though. There's the Thresh ultimate. They could be in trouble. Skarnagod getting taken down. Charm does land onto a Mega Phoenix. But Gihan needs to run away. And Grace Talking, there's the Pinoy Dragon running in. Butter Coconut D is there. Gihan's in the back lanes. taking, or doing a lot of damage to Yellow One. Omega Phoenix taking very well. There's the double bubble. Is it going to be enough? Play went the wrong way, and Grace talking on a rampage, taking down. And a 1-for-1 trade when all is said and done. I don't know who got baited there, but which team baited who? Oh, Gihan getting hooked. This could be a little bit of trouble. Gihan actually taking down Yellow One in the back line. Shut down Gold, going over to Cucumber there and doing a lot of damage to Butter Coconut B. Flash hook from, the flash hook, yeah, from Thresh. Gives him the damage he needs. Actually goes down to the Ahri, but will fall. Can Grace Talking do anything here? No, Cucumber gets the kill. Does he fall to Vi though? Yes, the flash will be enough. And kills all around the board. Now when all is said and done, I believe that was a 4-for-4. After all that, that might have been one of the most solo queue fights I've seen this game. Meanwhile, Daniel of Butter Coconut A spent the entire time in that bot lane, got the tier 2 turret, and I mean, him being in that fight might have turned it a little bit. Having the little bit of damage he has would have definitely helped to cut through the armor that Sion has and that Rek'Sai has. So, but getting the turret, definitely a good trade for Black to the 9. Dragon up in 12 seconds. They are running from base. Will they get there in time? This would be, again, Dragon number 4 for Void. Gihan does have teleport, so he's just going to push up that top lane. Omega Phoenix finds Butter Coconut B. They get the ward down, and they're trying to clear vision. Trying to clear Black to the 9 vision. They have 5 members here. Sion's already here. We'll have to see. There's Gihan teleporting in. The hook isn't going to land. Tony Party taking very low. In comes Gihan. Panoid Dragon's going to be the first target. Wow. Skarner God gets taken down in the backline. But this is turning for Black to the 9 as both Sion and Thresh fall. Cucumber's taken very low. Is going to fall to Gihan. So does Yellow, or Cucumber falls to Daniel, and double kill for the Aurelia. Dragon number 2 for Black to the 9. Ace for 1. And they have taken control of this game. Now nearly an 8,000 gold lead and minion wave. They have a bit of a minion wave in mid here as they look to push. Dragon count is 3-2. Still in favor of Void, but they're going to lose an inhibitor for this. Thresh is up in 2 seconds. He really can't do much on his own, so that's going to be an inhibitor. First one of the game going over to Black to the 9. I don't know how they ended up with the first inhibitor. This game started to look really rough for them, but really turning this game around nicely. Greystockings with the third item, Zonya's as well. He's going for quite a defensive build here, and it's working out nicely for him. 7-3 and 15 so far in the game. Having a fantastic game on the Ahri. Nami using that, or having that Mikhail's is nicely. And 3-3 and 19. I'm guessing the game's over. Spoilers, Daniel is in chat. And Daniel having to flash over Dragon Pit to get away. They did take down Rek'Sai. And I tell you what, this is looking better and better for Black to the 9 as they've turned this game around quite nicely after the early game. 3-3 and 19 on the Nami. The disengages and the engages have been spot on. So many 2- and 3-man bubbles. And Gihan being Gihan with that Aurelia up in top lane. This should be a turret before they get there. He might pay for it with his life. As Void is trying to collapse in on him a little bit. But yeah, Void is just getting outscaled here. Annie and Callista not being able to do the damage when all is said and done. Callista's going to get a turret. Look at how fast those turrets fall. And this is going to be another Baron, though, or should be for Black to the 9, as here comes Void coming around board. But Callista's not here, and Callista doesn't have a teleport. Not going to get to this in time. Sion trying to interrupt, going to knock up Gihan. They are going to trade an inhibitor for this, but can they get it? There's the Timbers engage, but Gihan gets Dragon. Yellow One is going to fall. Skarner God doesn't fall. The damage not coming out for Void. Sion getting taken down as well. Callista's getting an inhibitor for this, but possibly losing the game for it as Thresh puts down the ultimate just to get away. Gray Stalking using the Zhonya's is going to take down Cucumber, getting the 1v1 kill. And Omega Phoenix flashing, not taking the lantern, and will fall. Scaragod picking up the kill. And here come Black to the 9 rushing down mid lane. This could be the, or should be the game here. 17 seconds on Yellow One before he's back up. They have minions already at the Nexus turrets. Thresh can't take these minions down very quickly. Nexus turret 1 is going to fall. With these Baron buff super minions, the Nexus is going to go down. And Black to the 9 with the comeback is going to take game 1 in just under 38 minutes. Fantastic game there from Black to the 9. Really sticking together, taking advantage of the lack of damage on Void's team. And ended up being a dominating game 1 win. 13,000 gold in the lead. And GG, well played. Game 1 to Black to the 9. And we will be back momentarily, guys, with game number 2.